6 o'clock news starts right now.
Day 4 of early voting wrapping up right now across Bexar County. Thousands beating the crowds out there to cast their ballots ahead of the November 8th election. RJ Marquez is at the Bexar County Elections Office speaking to voters about why they came out early and seeing some of the numbers that we're seeing here in Bexar County.
That's right, and it's been a steady stream of voters here at the election office since early voting started on Monday for the midterm elections. And across Bexar County, we are seeing a daily average of about 31 to 32,000 people come out to vote early over the past 3 days. Everyone we talked to earlier today said they wanted to come out to not only get ahead of the crowds, but make sure that their voice was heard. There's a range of issues these voters talked to us about earlier today.
We need to get those guns off of the streets. A lot of kids are going crazy, getting guns, and I mean, how much more can we deal with?
The economy, obviously, for me, that's probably the biggest thing. Is the price of everything just seems to keep going up.
Now with that abortion, the Roe versus Wade, we've got a lot more people, women going out to vote. So hopefully that'll make a difference.
We want to beat the crowd and just get the voting done and make sure we don't skip it, and that way we can tell our family and friends we voted. Get out there and vote.
And a little bit more than 95,000 people have voted in the first 3 days of early voting, but that's actually down from the 2018 midterms by about 10,000 votes. But there's still a lot of time to get out to the polls as early voting runs through November 4th. There are 51 early voting locations across Bexar County, and you can get all that information on KSAT.com. Reporting from the Bexar County Elections Office, RJ Marquez, KSAT 12.
And as we end the 4th day of early voting, Beto O'Rourke has been visiting polling sites all around San Antonio. Our Garrett Berger spoke with the Democratic candidate for governor earlier today. He joins us now live. And Garrett, the polls are closed, but there is one more stop planned here.
Absolutely right. Beto O'Rourke has a Get Out the Vote rally that he's holding here at Paper Tiger right in another hour. Right now, people are starting to trickle in. But earlier today, his focus was at the polling sites themselves. Now, Beto is looking like the underdog in the race for governor. The former El Paso congressman unsuccessfully ran for Senate and then for president. And the Texas Tribune reported earlier this week he's been trailing Abbott in most of the likely voter polls, though O'Rourke thinks victory is within his reach.
You can't phone this in. You can't do this at a distance. You got to show up for people. So we're making 6 different stops in San Antonio today, meeting people where they are in their communities. We're doing that all over the state of Texas. We're writing nobody off, taking no one for granted.
Governor Greg Abbott not taking anyone for granted either. He made his own stop in San Antonio on Monday to energize a packed house at Chris Madrid's, where he urged his supporters to get out and vote early.
I am running for re-election to keep Texas #1 for jobs in the economy in the United States of America.
Now, polls are closed for the day. They close at 6 o'clock, but don't worry, you've got 9 more days to cast your ballot. There's 8 more days left of early voting, which goes through November 4th, plus Election Day on November 8th. Live at Paper Tiger, I'm Garrett Berger, KSAT 12 News.
Now to Austin, where the Department of Public Safety Commission held a formal public meeting to get an update on the investigation into the department's actions during the massacre at Robb Elementary in Uvalde back in May. Families of the victims, many who have been demanding accountability for months, they were there at that meeting and called for the DPS director to step down. Our Alicia Barrera with that story.
Tensions running high in Austin.
Hold those responsible accountable.
And for the first time, heartbroken families of the Uvalde school shooting victims come face to face with Colonel Stephen McGraw, the head of the Department of Public Safety, who in the aftermath of the massacre at Robb Elementary condemned the Uvalde police response. But today, families calling for him to step down, saying DPS officers who also responded to the shooting failed too.
It was 77 minutes that 91 of y'all's officers waited outside while our children were slaughtered.
The hearing marked the first public update from the DPS director since mid-July. McCraw telling families and the Safety Commission he won't resign.
If DPS as an institution failed, then absolutely, I need to go. Right now did not fail the community.
But families say it wasn't just about the police response, telling McCraw today the aftermath of the shooting, where at times the timeline and details from McCraw changed, was just as damaging.
Mr. McGraw, you have all the resources in the world. You are from the state of Texas, and yet you come out, your staff comes out, and misinformation after misinformation.
19 children and 2 teachers were shot and killed with an AR-15 style rifle inside Robb Elementary. Nearly 400 officers rushed to the school, but didn't go into the classroom where the gunman was inside with terrified students and teachers until more than an hour later. That slow response leading to a chorus of criticism. Texas State Senator Roland Gutierrez demanding that McCraw be held accountable.
I'm going to keep pushing and demanding that this governor take responsibility and fire this person.
McCraw says the full criminal investigation will be completed and turned over to the district attorney by the end of the year. Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
A Poteet man charged with human smuggling after state troopers say that he was transporting close to 100 illegal immigrants. Take a look here at this dash cam and body camera video. This is from Tuesday, but it was just released by DPS. In it, you see the driver of a dump truck. He was initially stopped so DPS could do a vehicle inspection, they said, along I-35 in LaSalle County. They say that's when the people hiding in the truck's cargo area jumped out from that truck. They ran into brush along the highway. They were all caught and then transferred to U.S. Border Patrol custody. The driver from Poteet has not been identified, but he is facing 84 counts of human smuggling. Now to surging admissions at children's hospitals all across the country. Doctors warning of what they're calling a potential triple-demic. More and more kids going into hospitals with respiratory viruses. 75% of pediatric beds nationwide are filled right now. That's the highest level the country has seen in 2 years.
Coast to coast, many hospitals feeling the strain, with some of America's youngest flooding healthcare facilities.
We are earlier than usual in having a situation where our beds are full. Our respiratory unit is full.
The spike in pediatric patients is blamed on a perfect storm of viruses like RSV and the flu.
What we're seeing right now is all of these respiratory illnesses hitting at once at a time where many pediatric emergency departments and community emergency departments were already dealing with fewer available beds, and it's combining to create a perfect storm.
Children's Health in Dallas saying this past week they had 313 patients with RSV compared to 2021 when they had 76. Pediatric hospital beds in 9 states and Washington, D.C. already above 80% capacity. 5 states, including Texas, at 90% or higher. In Indiana, Emily Berkshire says that her 7-month-old was rushed to a pediatric ICU 4 hours away because that was the closest open bed.
It was the scariest thing, knowing that there was no rooms available and seeing a baby that sick and having a hard time breathing.
Utah mom Sarah Miller says when her baby was diagnosed, her symptoms worsened at an alarming rate.
In probably the course of 2 hours, she'd gone from being our normal baby to she was on a respirator.
Doctors worry that hospitals could see even more of an impact as we move into colder weather.
I'm worried that things are going to get worse. We'll see the rise of respiratory illnesses continue, especially as you add in influenza and COVID into the mix.
Now, RSV can be especially dangerous for infants with small airways. So here are signs of trouble doctors say to watch out for no matter the age of your child. Flaring of the nostrils, fast or short breaths, or a change in skin color because of the lack of oxygen. Also watch to see if babies are using extra muscles to try to breathe, like pulling under their rib cage or between their ribs.
And a roofing company here at home is making sure those who have served our country are taken care of, and they're doing so in a different but very impactful way. One veteran getting a complete roof renovation today. Rhino Roofers is providing Army veteran Ignacio Castillo a brand new roof on his home located on the city's northeast side. This is part of the Owens Corning Roof Deployment Project. The foundation is putting in all the supplies, and Rhino Roofers is taking care of the hard labor.
Purple Hearts Homes is the one that contacts the veterans, and together with Owens Corning, since we're a platinum contractor with Owens Corning, we're one of the select few that get to participate in activities like this.
Owens Corning and its platinum contractors have done more than 375 roofs across the country since 2016. Contractors were moving ahead with today's roofing project with the goal of finishing it by the end of the day.
Let's take a look at traffic out there during this 6 o'clock commute. I-35 at New Braunfels. We showed you this view at 5 o'clock as well. Good news is things have not gotten any worse out there with all the traffic, but certainly stop and go in some directions as people head to and from. Let's take a look outside with live cam right now. Looks like we got some clouds filling in here. Adam's, doing, I don't know what this magic weather move is.
Already.
You're doing towards the camera, but we know we got some big changes coming our way tomorrow.
Yeah, I was just doing it out of excitement, kind of like, oh, here we go. Here come the clouds.
Spooky season.
The clouds are in, it's spooky season too, right? Clouds are in place. They're filling in. They're going to get lower overnight with drizzle and some sprinkles developing. Temperature-wise, we're at 75 right now, and we'll drop to 70 at midnight and mid-60s by tomorrow morning. Increasing rain chances through the morning. I'll time out the showers and thunderstorms, talk about the impacts to the day tomorrow, and along with how much rain we could see in just a bit.
We'll see you then, Adam. Thank you. The city of San Antonio helping landlords and tenants come together. The programs that can benefit both. And we'll talk about programs that either may not know about.
I'm Stefania Jimenez, and here's what we're working on for you tonight on The Night Beat.
I want them to feel like as if their child is there, like if they're being remembered on that day.
So excited for you to see this story. It's about kids honoring kids. High school students right here in San Antonio remembering the victims of Uvalde. We're going to show you the special tribute that they had for each child and their teachers. Plus, dirt, mold, food on top of an open garbage can. You don't want to see that, but those are just a few of the violations that made this week's Behind the Kitchen Door. And we're also going to tell you what else the health inspector found at several local restaurants. There's a lot to tell you about. Those stories and more tonight on The Night Beat.
Thanks, Stefania. Affordable housing in San Antonio is still very much an uphill battle. Landlords and tenants in the city, there's an effort now to get all three to collaborate.
One barrier between all three, education surrounding housing vouchers. KSAT's Camila Juarez was at today's Landlord Summit to find out what opportunities remain untapped.
Try to go to school, try to better myself.
Joni Faircloth was struggling to pay for rent as she balanced caring for 3 small children, working full-time, and trying to get a college degree. She says her finances and life changed when she was approved for a voucher from Opportunity Home, formerly known as San Antonio Housing Authority.
It was a godsend.
The voucher, which is given out based on income, allowed her to pay a fraction of her rent, and Opportunity Home pays the rest to the landlord. Faircloth was able to graduate and better her family's future. 95,000 households in San Antonio are spending more than 30% of their income on housing. That's why it's important for tenants and landlords to be educated on the opportunities available. Faircloth says she hopes more landlords across the city will make their property available to other voucher recipients.
Everybody likes to be close to family. They like to be close to their jobs.
Fully understand.
One property owner, Christy Paredes, knows the benefit of the voucher program.
Because it's guaranteed funds. It's guaranteed rent for the property.
But says it can be confusing for landlords new to the program.
A lot of it comes back to the paperwork process, as the paperwork process is a lot.
Today's Landlord Summit was the first step to make vouchers and affordable housing accessible to everyone involved.
We don't want to become like Austin, in that sense. And if we can help, I urge many landlords out there to open up their houses and just get educated about the program.
Camelia Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
Good news, bad news. Good news, much needed rain on the way. Bad news, timing is not exactly ideal. It's going to become damp overnight and expect wet roads and the potential for some delays for the morning commute tomorrow. But the Friday evening commute, just fine. Dry, clear, and even a bit windy out there. So Friday night football, despite the damp and stormy morning, you'll be fine for evening football games or even trunk or treat, whatever activities you have going on. It's just going to be windy and cool. Prepare for some gusts up to about 30 miles per hour. Here's a look at our rain chances, and notice how they spike roughly between about 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. That's when we're expecting the most numerous showers and thunderstorms, covering about 60% of our area at any given time during that time frame. Again, that's around sunrise and during the morning commute. Here's the big picture, and you see some activity already, some severe thunderstorm action in parts of North Texas. But this precipitation and this swirl is what we're watching. Higher elevation snowfall, Colorado down into New Mexico. And this swirl, that's the upper level component that's dropping in. Good upper level energy with this. It still has some real estate to cover before making it here, but it'll get here by early tomorrow before sunrise. We should start seeing the showers and thunderstorms. It's also going to bring a cold front through as well. That'll just reinforce the fall-like feel in our air. Here's our futurecast. I'm going to go through this slowly for you. Starting at 11 p.m., going through the night, we'll have some drizzle, some light sprinkles developing, stray shower here and there, just overall dampness developing tonight. And then a little before sunrise, we should have our first showers and thunderstorms. Talking 6 a.m. tomorrow. Activity just west of San Antonio, Uvalde up to Bandera, Pipe Creek area. And then we get to 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. and that's when we're expecting it to start to push through San Antonio, Bexar County, and even surrounding counties. This is 8 a.m. And then once we make our way to 10, 11 a.m., it should be moving east of town and really coming to an end in San Antonio by the noon hour. But those of you, Hallettsville, Gonzales, Nixon, Smiley, Floresville, Falls City, Karnes City, you'll still have some activity into the very early afternoon as it's going to be moving west to east. But then by the afternoon hours, all of us clear out and we have some sunshine on the backside of that rain. It's just going to become pretty gusty out there by tomorrow afternoon. Can't rule out a stray strong to severe storm. I think the primary threat would be localized straight line wind gusts that could be damaging, but isolated in nature. The rain should end around noon for San Antonio, so damp morning commute, but dry for the evening commute. As for accumulations, I think we'll see several rain gauges with between a quarter to a half an inch. I think that's our most likely scenario for most of us. Obviously, some folks a bit less, and the potential for the luckiest neighborhoods to get a little bit more, even up to about an inch of rain. We'll take what we can get. This will be a drought denter, not a drought buster, and hopefully it'll get us out of the driest year on record so far. Yeah, year to date, 2022 is the driest year on record here in San Antonio. All right, tomorrow morning we'll wake up to temperatures in the 60s with those showers and thunderstorms moving across our area. By the afternoon, we'll have sunshine and temperatures in the 70s. Eagle Pass 77 along with Canyon Lake. Downtown San Antonio about 78, 79 the high temperature. You get into Bernie 73 and Timberwood Park 75. Sunshine by the afternoon. So yes, it will be damp and a bit stormy in the morning, but later on in the day we have the sunshine and clearing skies. But notice those winds steady out of the northwest at 15 to 25 with some higher gusts as well. This weekend, very fall-like. Mornings near 50, afternoons in the 70s. Still a bit gusty on Saturday. And then we get to Monday, Halloween, 77 the high and low humidity, comfortable temperatures for trick-or-treating down in the 70s. So really, any costume will be comfortable.
Good to know. Appreciate that, Adam. You said we'll take anything we can get.
Yeah, the rain will be a good thing, as well as the timing for our big game coverage road trip coming up tomorrow, Andrew Seeley.
Yeah, that's very right. It's kicking off in Poteet. We're visiting the Aggies this week. They got a big game, especially off of the heels of last week's tough loss to Jourdanton. They're taking on Crystal City in their first game in 3A. When we come back, a lot of changes in that district, and we'll see if Poteet can pick up a big win. Plus, Trinity is still undefeated in Division III football. What else is new? Got that too next. Our BGC road trip for week 10 of the high school football season kicks off in Poteet, where the Aggies have a chance to clinch their third straight winning season on Friday night. Poteet is currently 5-3 overall, 2-1 in District 14 3A Division I, and their opponent this week is Crystal City, who bumped down from 4A competition due to district realignment. The Javelinas are 1-7 overall this season, but Poteet isn't taking anything for granted, especially after a tough road loss to Jourdanton last week.
This game's really important for us. We got to build back from this last week's loss. It's not going to affect us, but we're going to keep playing hard no matter what's going to happen.
We got to expect the unexpected on every game, so we don't know much about them, but you know, we have a game plan for them, and we're hoping we execute and get the W.
We don't take any team lightly. We go in thinking, you know, we're always the underdog, and we just got to go and prove them wrong.
Kickoff at Aggie Field in Poteet is set for 7 p.m. History will be made right here in San Antonio this weekend with the first ever UIL Water Polo State Championships, and the Alamo City will be represented by 2 local teams. On the girls' side, Brandeis will hit the water first on Saturday morning. The Broncos on an undefeated 20-0 record, including dramatic comeback victories over Alamo Heights and Brennan in their playoff run. Now Brandeis swims into uncharted waters, facing teams from Houston and Dallas that they haven't played yet this year.
Knowing that we don't know anything about teams makes us feel like we have to work even harder. I feel like we go into a game a little bit more mentally prepared when we don't know the team.
There definitely are some nerves, and I feel like we're coming in kind of as the underdog, not really on that top level water polo, but we've been doing it all year round. We've been like switching up against Alamo Heights and against Brennan. We kind of turn things around, so I think we'll be able to do the same thing at state.
All right, and check this out. The Broncos had a huge pep rally and parade at school this afternoon in anticipation of Saturday's match. That's pretty cool. Broncos take on Clute Brazoswood in the state semis Saturday morning at 10:30 a.m. The Bernie Champion boys will hit the water Saturday afternoon at 1:30 p.m. You can hear more from both teams right now on the BGC page at KSAT.com. In college football, Trinity has been dominant as usual. The Tigers are 7-0 this season, 4-0 in the SAA, but Trinity is no stranger to regular season success under head coach Jeremy Urban. They've won 16 straight regular season games dating back to last year. Now it's about taking that next step as a program. In 2021, they qualified for the Division III playoffs and were ousted in the first round. That disappointment is plenty of motivation for them this season.
We had a lot of guys come back this year, and a lot of guys experienced the heartbreak in the playoffs, which before that we hadn't played in the playoffs in 10 years, I think. So a lot of experience coming from that game. We don't like the feeling of losing, and right now our goal is to just make it back to there.
I'm really proud of our guys' resiliency. I'm really proud of the next man up mentality, and what they've been able to accomplish this year is just a continuation of building from these past years.
The Tigers hit the road to face Center College this Saturday at noon. After enjoying a bye week, San Antonio FC returns to the pitch at Toyota Field tomorrow night for their playoff opener, a home match against 7th-seeded Oakland Roots SC. Oakland upended San Diego 3-0 on the road in the first round last weekend. Now they come to the Alamo City looking for another upset. The Mentality Monsters will be ready thanks in large part to their coach, Alan Marcina, and his approach this season.
When you have consistency from your leader, it trickles down into everyone else, and we've been very consistent this year, and it starts from him. And going into this final stretch of the season, it's really good that we know where everyone stands, we know what our game plan is, and we know how to execute.
And here is the shirt to wear on Friday night. Finish the fight. We hope they certainly do. They made it close last year, making it to the Western Conference Final. We'll see if they can get it done with home field advantage this time around, so be there and be loud.
Be there, be loud, and be proud. We got some shirts too. Appreciate that, Andrew. And I like the saying, finish the fight. We just
finish the fight.
We just hope they start the fight, finish the fight on the right foot.
Yeah, and you know this was good for the Nationals when they faced the Astros in the World Series. It was their slogan too.
I think we're running out of time with the sports segment.
So finish the fight, but do I get to keep the shirt?
I think so. Yeah.
All right.
Playoffs.
Thanks, Andrew.
2022. All right, straight ahead in the next half hour. A special preview of a fashion show highlighting the tradition of Dia de los Muertos and how a local nonprofit helped the designer create his works of art.
And just about everyone has been hit hard by inflation, but could there be a reason to be optimistic? We'll tell you what the experts are saying.
A new economic report out now showing a silver lining. All this as Americans battle record high inflation and skyrocketing mortgage rates.
And on top of that, the Fed is expected to announce yet another rate hike next month. Isabel Rosales breaks down what that all means for you.
A sign of hope for economic recovery. The latest data shows the gross domestic product grew 2.6%. It's a turnaround from the negative of 1.6% in the first quarter and negative 0.6% in the second.
Great economic report today.
The report by the Bureau of Economic Analysis offering a sign of relief for the White House as President Joe Biden looks to tout economic successes heading into the midterms.
And when you combine this with reports that we've seen recently in the labor market, this does show that the economy continues to move forward.
More spending in travel and dining out, balanced with less spending in durable goods, fueling the economic growth. But experts warn Americans should still brace for a recession.
I think the odds that next year we get a recession are very high because inflation's still high, the Federal Reserve's still fighting inflation, and also the whole world is going into recession.
Other factors of concern to consumers include a housing market cool down as mortgage rates top 7% for the first time since 2002, all coming on the heels of interest rates on the rise as the Fed works to cool white-hot inflation.
That doesn't feel great always. You know, we see rising interest rates for mortgages, as you say, all kinds of debt. At the same time, this is necessary in order to avoid a hard landing.
In Washington, I'm Isabel Rosales.
Across America now, attorneys for former President Donald Trump and the Department of Justice squared off in U.S. District Court in D.C. for a sealed court hearing. Both sides arguing in secret related to the federal investigation. The DOJ is investigating accusations of obstruction of justice and mishandling of records, including national security secrets from the Trump presidency after he left office. The D.C. federal court typically handles disputes related to grand jury proceedings. It was a D.C. federal grand jury's decision that led to the search and seizure of documents at Trump's Florida home. Today's hearing is being viewed as the latest sign that prosecutors are attempting to move forward in their investigation.
And it's a historic day for the largest fire department in the United States. The New York City Fire Department, established in 1865, has named its first female fire commissioner. New York City Mayor Eric Adams made the announcement during a press conference. Laura Kavanaugh took the oath of office. Kavanaugh has been serving as interim New York Fire Commissioner since the retirement of her predecessor in February. Goodwill is helping a local designer bring his fashion creations to life. How his designs are serving as ofrendas this Dia de los Muertos. To celebrate the lives and memories of departed friends and family, Goodwill San Antonio is hosting its second annual Dia de los Muertos fashion show at Muertos Fest.
Our Tiffany Huerta shows us how the designer is combining traditions with Goodwill finds.
Lots of hot glue, lots of passion and love.
For months, Agosto Cuellar has been designing and creating Day of the Dead inspired pieces.
We are taking stuff that has been donated and we repurpose it. So this one has some added extra floral roses, and then we added some spiders that we found along the way and we added some glitter to them.
The local fashion designer and Goodwill San Antonio team members' work will be shown at this year's Walk Through the Marigolds fashion show at Muertos Fest.
This is our second year with Muertos Fest, and we're going to be bringing it up a notch this time around.
Agosto created about 13 outfits, from headpieces to dresses, everything found from Goodwill stores.
We found these were just actually some little toy pieces that we found. We found the feathers, all the flowers, the actual skeleton faces, added glitter. Goodwill has given me the opportunity to do fashion with sustainable donated stuff and make something beautiful out of it.
The inspiration behind Agosto's work is family.
My grandma, Lucia, she taught me to sew when I was like 3 or 4. She taught me how to thread.
As the event approaches, Agosto says this celebration is special to him.
As a kid, I remember my grandpa and my grandma building altares to people that had passed away, and the significance of what they meant, things that they loved while they were alive, things that they cherished, things that they would hold dear in their life.
The designer has a message for anyone wanting to do something similar.
Keep your passion alive. If you love what you do, keep making it happen, and I think everything kind of falls into place.
You can find everything you need to know about Muertos Fest by scanning the QR code on your screen. It'll take you directly to the information on KSAT.com. The festival is happening at Hemisphere Saturday and Sunday, and you can also watch our primetime special that airs this Sunday at 8 p.m. or right here on KSAT 12, KSAT.com, and KSAT Plus.
But before we get to Muertos Fest in the weekend, we have got some weather changes to talk about, Adam. And of course, the timing is always key when we're talking rain.
Yes, timing's everything. Timing's not going to be ideal with this rain. I'll break it down for you in a little bit and have the latest drought monitor. Of course, that is in. It's updated every Thursday. We'll put a little dent into it tomorrow. I'll time out the rain, let you know how much we should get in. Talk about some gusty winds on the backside of the rain. Coming right up.
Prince Harry's memoir will be published in 16 different languages coming up in January. The title of the new book is Spare, which is a nod to his nickname. The publisher Penguin Random House says the book will take readers back to, quote, two princes walking behind their mother's coffin as the world watched in sorrow and horror.
The Duke of Sussex plans to support several charities with the proceeds from the book sales.
All right, calling all puzzle masters, Costco is selling what is dubbing the world's largest jigsaw puzzle. This is made up of 60,000 pieces. Who has a kitchen table this big? Okay, the final product ends up being 29 feet long, 8 feet tall.
To make it easier to tackle, the jigsaw can be divided into 60 smaller puzzles. It features a map of the world with different famous landmarks in lieu of the ocean. And the cost of the giant jigsaw, $599, which includes shipping and handling. Maybe also should be completed, but you know, that ruins the fun a little bit.
You know more than one piece is going to be missing by the end of that. All right, in the Halloween decorating game, there is lame, and then there is destined for fame. Behold, the Monster. It is the latest creepy and crafty concept from industrious Iowa dad Greg Dietzenbach. He went viral a couple of years ago for crafting this interactive monster Zoom call costume for his daughter.
For this year's crazy creation, he had to craft a front door from scratch. He then incorporated a high-def TV for the blinking eyes and had animated arms constructed from broom handles. It's pretty impressive stuff. Somebody else who's very creative, our own very weatherman over here.
Yeah, do you have anything special you do for trick-or-treat night? Are you out with the kids walking? Are you the guy at the house?
I'm usually out and about walking around.
Okay.
Socializing around the neighborhood.
Imagine
the
that.
Cannon is not out for Halloween.
Ooh.
Oh, I like where you're going with this, JP.
I feel like you take every opportunity to have that.
The Canyon. I do. There's still confetti up here in the studio, by the way, from Fiesta.
I think it's there to stay.
That's right. It's a gift that keeps on giving. All right, we need some rain. It looks like we're going to get some tomorrow morning. Take a look at our rain chances. Tomorrow's our best shot in the foreseeable future. I think pretty good coverage, too. About 60% of South and Central Texas getting in on the action, and I do anticipate just about all of Bexar County to get hit by a quick soaking rainfall. And then another slight chance as we get into Tuesday, 30% then. Big picture, here's what's happening. This upper level swirl from Colorado stretching into New Mexico, and it's moving into Texas. That's the upper level component to what's going to be hitting us tomorrow. Good upper level energy and a cold front to provide that lift to get our showers and storms going. Not to mention, you probably have noticed a little influx of humidity. That helps us out as well. That's been streaming in off the Gulf of Mexico throughout the day today. Let's take a look at the futurecast. Low clouds have already overspread our area. Reports of drizzle out there already, and I think that's just going to become more prevalent and common through the night. Drizzle, a few sprinkles, and dampness through the night tonight. Then by about 5 a.m., some of the showers and storms should develop along the cold front. Initially just west of San Antonio, and then by 7, 8 a.m. most likely moving into town. So right during the morning commute, we expect some areas of rain, some thunderstorms, and even some heavy downpours here and there embedded within these showers and storms. And within those downpours, wouldn't surprise me if a few lucky neighborhoods squeezed out about an inch of rain. I think that's going to be the exception, but it's at least a possibility. Notice 10 a.m. Most of it's exiting Bexar County, and by 11 a.m. and noon, it's all far east of San Antonio. Then all of us will clear out for the afternoon with a good amount of sunshine. Of course, we need the rain in more ways than one. The aquifer, it's 31 feet below average. And, of course, our drought monitor. Exceptional drought, the worst category. Northeast Bexar County, up into Comal County, Guadalupe County, including Canyon Lake, New Braunfels, Seguin, parts of San Antonio. This will just be a little drought denter, not really a drought buster. And across the state, 74% of Texas in drought. I also want to point out that we could have a few isolated and localized strong to severe thunderstorms with, I think, a straight line damaging wind being the primary threat. But again, very localized, we think that threat is. Rain should end by noon around San Antonio. Most of us would most likely see a quarter to a half an inch. But as I mentioned before, some of us could get upwards of an inch in some of the luckiest neighborhoods. So cross your fingers. Temperature wise, tomorrow morning, 60s. Mid-60s around San Antonio, about 66 degrees. Then by the afternoon, we're just up into the upper 70s. 78 Port SA and Stinson on the south side. Bulverde, though, 73 and Bernie, 73. It's also going to get gusty. Notice these winds that'll be picking up. It'll be steady out of the northwest at 15 to 25, but then gusty into about 30 to 35 miles per hour by sunset tomorrow. So for Friday night football games, you won't have any rain to worry about. You'll just be dealing with the wind out there. All right, here's a closer look with our KSAT 12-hour forecast. Notice those rain chances the highest from about 7 a.m. all the way through 10 a.m. They're at 60% at that point, and then they fall off significantly by noon. That's when the sky clears out, and for the afternoon, the evening commute, no problems. The morning commute, anticipate some delays. Be prepared for that and water on the roadways, but by the evening, just fine. Trunk or treat or any activities you have going on, it's going to be just windy and cool. Plan for the gusty winds. Saturday, still a bit windy. 73 the high. This weekend, overall, very fall-like. So mornings right near 50s, afternoons in the 70s, a good amount of sunshine. And then, of course, Halloween on Monday. At that point, we're looking at a high of 77 and even low humidity. So good for trick-or-treating, I think, will be in the 70s and a lack of mugginess. So looking and feeling good. All right. That's the sound of therms. Okay, so I want to basically give you a recap of where we are in the thermometer making process here. So in case you missed it, I'm going to recap from blowing the glass to calibrating all in 75 seconds for you. This is a few hours of work all within a minute and 15 seconds. So I blew the glass, filled the thermometer with alcohol by spinning it rapidly using the centrifugal force to force it down into the 0.5 millimeter diameter bore. Then I seal it, calibrate it, starting with the hot water. That was about 102. Then we get to just an indoor temperature of 64 degrees. That's in our IT department, the steadiest indoor temperature I have ever found. And then we move down the scale to the ice bath. A properly mixed ice bath is 32 degrees, and that's what we had. So then I would mark, the corresponding temperature on the glass for every step of the way. And then, of course, we have our final, which we talked about last week. And here it is. The antifreeze. Poison, do not drink. I use the antifreeze to get below freezing. That's the best way to get below freezing. And this calibration point was about minus 18 degrees Fahrenheit. So pretty impressive. Now I've got all those 4 calibration points. It's time to measure the distance between them. Use my handy dandy complicated spreadsheet to make the scale. And we go from there. So every thermometer has a scale that's unique to it. So I can't just make some scales and be like, this will work for the thermometer. No. It doesn't go that way. They're all very unique and individual. I wish I had a winner for you, but got a little carried away making the ornaments that I've been working on this week. So I'll be back next week with the winner, ksat.com/thermometer.
Any hints about the ornaments?
You're just going to have to wait and see, Myra.
Also, no chance for the winner, but we all know that every thermometer is made with love.
That's true. It is a labor of love. It takes hours, but
we saw you spinning the alcohol in there.
I know. Yep. Little did I know our IT department had that honor of steadiest indoor temperature.
It is, by far.
We'll be right back.
It is Thursday, October 27th.
It was the heat of flames and heavy smoke that had the owner of this house up out of bed and looking for the quickest way out. Roughly 14 units arrived to the 14,800 block of Topperwine Road just before 4 a.m.
The fire crews got here. The front half of the home was fully involved.
Firefighters say the home is a total loss. The homeowner is an elderly man, so he was rushed to a hospital to be treated for his injuries. He is expected to be okay.
Governor Greg Abbott and state legislatures made some moves to help Uvalde rebuild after the Robb Elementary shooting and enhance school safety all across the state. It's part of a multi-million-dollar public safety initiative. $15 million will go to Uvalde to aid in the building of a new elementary school. $400 million will go toward helping Texas school districts replace and upgrade their doors, windows, fencing, communications, and some other safety measures.
Kanye just showed up at the offices of Skechers in L.A. looking for a new partner, but no one knew he was coming, and according to the shoe company, he just walked in and, quote, unannounced and without invitation. After a brief conversation, he was escorted out of the building by two execs. They said he has spent the last couple of weeks spitting out anti-Semitic remarks, and the companies have followed up by dropping him. Chicago, known for Michael Jordan and the Cubs and the Wind and Lake Michigan and the Willis Tower, formerly known as the Sears Tower. And now this. They are the most rat-infested city in the country. Congratulations, Chicago. That is according to the pest control company Orkin. They came up with the results by adding up the number of rodent removal jobs they performed from September of 21 to August of this year. This is the 8th straight victory for Chicago.
So those rain chances, tonight it's just going to get a little damp with drizzle and a few sprinkles, but by the morning commute tomorrow, that's when the rain chances spike. More numerous showers and thunderstorms developing then, even the chance of a few stray severe thunderstorms. I think most of us have the opportunity to get about a quarter to half an inch, with obviously some higher amounts possible here and there for some of the luckiest neighborhoods, maybe around an inch. So not a drought buster, just a little drought denter. Then windy and dry for Friday evening activities and cool. Very fall-like this weekend and beautiful trick-or-treating, 70s and low humidity then.
Thanks, Adam. And thank you for watching the news at 6.
We'll see y'all at 10.